what China and Chinese entities are secretly doing in the Philippines, unveiling plans, operations, sleeping agents. The Philippines, an important island nation in Southeast Asia, finds itself caught in the middle of rising global tensions. While official talks often highlight working together on money matters, a closer look shows a hidden web of actions by China and its groups. These actions, often done without much openness, raise big questions about national power, money sway, safety in the area.
Knowing these details is key to handling the changing bond between the two countries and keeping national interests safe. The ocean, especially, has become a main spot for these secret dealings. China's big claims in the South China Sea cross over into areas the Philippines says are its own. This has led to China acting bolder and building fake islands. Beyond fights over land, people worry about the big money presence being set up. This could affect key systems and how resources are controlled. This deep dive will break down these many plans. It will shine a light on the quiet but strong ways China is pushing its power. We will see what this means for the Philippines' future. China's maritime operations and influence in the Philippine seas. China's moves in the waters around the Philippines are hard to miss. These actions happen often and cause real concern. The South China Sea is a major flashpoint. Filipino people and officials are watching these movements very closely. Naval and maritime militia presence. You can often spot Chinese naval ships, Coast Guard vessels, and a lot of maritime militia boats. These groups play different roles. They use certain ways of acting and appear often inside the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Reports from sea security groups and government statements show how many ships are out there, where they are, and what they do. Satellite pictures help confirm these sites. This constant presence certainly changes things for sea safety. What does this mean for our waters? Artificial island construction and militarization. China has been building fake islands. Then, they put military gear on them in the Spratly Islands and other disputed spots. These bases serve a clear purpose. They can shift the balance of military power in the whole area. Details show huge building projects. Things like runways and places for missiles are going up. Satellite images prove these facts. Experts say these built-up features are very important for military strategy. They give China a strong foothold far from its mainland. Resource exploitation and fishing activities. China runs huge fishing jobs. There are many stories about illegal fishing, not reported or regulated. They use certain ways to take sea resources from Philippine waters. Some also say these fishing fleets are used to push land claims and gather information. Groups that watch fishing and the environment, along with Filipino fishermen, have talked about aggressive fishing and less fish. Experts on sea laws say these activities hurt sea life a lot. Our waters are being emptied out. Economic levers and infrastructure projects. China's money plans in the Philippines deserve a close look. They involve investments and loans. These could have big effects over time. The Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is a major part of this.
Belt and Road Initiative projects. Key BRI building projects in the Philippines include things like railroads, ports, and power stations. People worry about how much debt these projects create. They also worry about not enough openness and the chance for China to take control of important properties if debts aren't paid. You can see lists of specific BRI projects, their costs, and where the money comes from. Money reports from global groups sometimes point out debt concerns for the Philippines. What risks do these big loans bring? Strategic investments in critical sectors. Chinese money is going into areas that are super important for national safety and money health. These include phone lines, energy, and computer tech. People are concerned about data safety, who owns new ideas and outside control. There are clear examples of big Chinese investments in these areas. Some of these have faced reviews. When foreign groups control key systems, it affects national security. You have to ask who truly benefits. Trade imbalances and economic dependency. Look at the trade between China and the Philippines. The Philippines buys much more than it sells to China. This shows a growing reliance on Chinese goods in markets. This reliance could lead to money pressure. Numbers show how much goods go back and forth. They also show which items are mainly traded. Trends point to the Philippines depending more and more on China. Trade experts often talk about the weak spots in this kind of relationship. This could put our economy at risk. Intelligence gathering and influence operations. It seems like there are secret plans to get information and sway what people think and how policies are made in the Philippines. These hidden actions can shape our future. Cyber espionage and data collection. There are claims of Chinese cyber spying. This targets Philippine government groups, businesses, and key computer systems. They use certain ways to do this. There's a risk of data being stolen and used. Cyber safety reports often name types of computer attacks and who might be behind them. Experts in cybersecurity often speak about how serious these attacks are. Are our digital doors truly locked? Media influence and disinformation campaign. There are suspicions about efforts to control Philippine news. Also, they might spread false information and change how people view China's actions and plan. State-run media and social media sites play a part. Studies look at who owns media outlets and how often pro-China stories appear. There are also clear examples of false information campaigns aimed at Filipinos. Experts on news and information wars talk about these efforts. Can you really trust what you read online? Political and elite influence. There are claims and worries that China tries to influence Filipino politicians, leaders, and rich business people. They use various methods like talking to lawmakers, giving money, and building social ties. Some public reports might show lobbying activities or money given for campaigns. News stories have also looked into political influence. Political thinkers sometimes discuss how outside influence can affect our leaders. This can shake up our own country's choices. The concept of sleeping agents and undermining national sovereignty. We need to consider the idea of people or groups quietly placed inside Philippine society. These individuals might work for China, and this has wide effects on our nation's power. Recruitment and ideological indoctrination. How might someone become a secret helper for Chinese intelligence or influence? They might be drawn in by ideas, money, or social ties. History gives us examples of similar spy work. Scholars have studied how countries get people to work for them. Former spy officers or experts on spying discuss these ways. Who might be hiding in plain sight? Covert operations and subversion. Hidden actions could slowly weaken Philippine groups. They might cause problems or push China's plans forward without anyone knowing who is doing it.